Hi guys, my name is Sue Rankin. I've got a background as a nutritional therapist, and I've been working on this program for the last, I suppose, 7-8 years since I got such a good result. And it's only recently when I met Eugene that I've actually had a huge aha moment of being able to specifically measure what's going on inside of them, as what he just went over. So for me, my results have improved drastically because I can now not only put people onto a health and wellness program, but I can actually help them correct any inside turmoil that might be going on, which I think is far more important than just losing weight. And it's funny, I was sitting in a hairdresser this week, and didn't you all notice? And I was reading an article about how the health and wellness industry has become such a huge $1 trillion marketplace. And unfortunately what's happening is every Tom, Dick and Harry is pumping stuff at you, information at you all the time. Do this, do that, try this, try that. And nobody's offering a long-term solution. And I think Eugene just hit it out of the ballpark just now. He said, do you want to look like this at 55? And how long do you think it took her to do that? And this article was all based on remedies that you could use once off, which would cost you thousands of rand. And we're not into that. We don't want to supply you with a short-term remedy just to lose weight. We want to give you longevity, and that's what I love about this program, because even though health and wellness is such a trend, Nutrilite and Healthpoite have been around for about 40 years. And what they have done is they've given us a long-term solution based on science, not on the latest buzzword going around that you can find in the latest You magazine. So I just wanted to put that out there because I thought it was really important to know that not everything that you read and Google, don't follow it unless it really does have a credible background. And that's one thing I can say for Healthpoite is because it's been based on 40 years of science, the methods coming out of it are followed by a lot of doctors, nutritionists, gynecologists, heart specialists around the world. I was just chatting to Janine earlier. Janine is a doctor in private practice, and she was saying it's so nice to see the wellness industry and the medical industry starting to come together to help provide solutions for all of us. So let's just carry on a little bit about my story. I did Healthpoite. I was introduced to Healthpoite about 7-8 years ago, and funnily enough, who when they're feeling rather large avoids the camera? Was anybody like that? And I didn't really think I was looking that large. I mean, I've got quite a high self-esteem, so I wasn't really listening to anybody. And somebody sent a picture of me in a bikini in Mauritius, and I nearly died. I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to do something about that. And I went on to Healthpoite, and I was blown away with the results I got. Because not only did I do it over a really hectic time of the year, which is Christmas, but I maintained my weight after that without putting it back on again. And then through that process, I just started helping more and more of my friends to achieve a similar result. And I can honestly say that my whole family eats this lifestyle. And none of us, we all stood on that scale. We've all got really, really good body compositions, and I feel that I've actually passed on a generational habit, life-changing situations and thought processes to my kids because they understand health and wellness now, and I think that's what this program does for you. It's not a quick fix. It's something that we educate you. We give you the habits that you need to put in place. We help you understand the way the body works, and we fine-tune it to suit you specifically. It's not a one-size-fits-all. We'll skip past that one quickly. Okay, so
you can be proud.
Okay, that's my skinny husband. Okay, and that was me literally 4 months later after Christmas, and my body has not been, I think, 2 or 3 kgs out of that since 2010. Okay, and boy, listen, believe me, I enjoy my red wine and I enjoy food. So don't be under the misconception that I continually starve myself in order to keep that weight up. And I think the thing I love about Healthpoite is it really does give you all the stuff. And if you're battling with energy, if you're battling to bounce out of bed, if you've been on a lot of other weight loss things and they haven't worked for you, and if you really, this is the most important thing for us, is you want to minimize the risk of conditions like your heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes and cancer. We've helped everybody in those similar situations improve their health and wellness around that. And just a quick thing, what Healthpoite is, it's a 45-day program. It's very precise and it's very predictable. If you work with a coach on this program, you will get the results. And I've had some people recently who have been absolutely pedantic about following their results, and they've achieved exactly what this program promises. And it's permanent if you do it properly, and I'll touch on that a little bit later, because there's a certain section in the program nobody wants to do. But if you do it properly, it's permanent weight loss. And I think when you realize summer's coming, isn't that dreadful? Okay, and then we help you do this. There's a phase right in the beginning of the program where we help you remove junk from your house, start limiting the stuff that you might crave. We help you get the right tools in place so that you're prepared. There's nothing worse than jumping up the next day and you don't have everything that you need to follow in the process. We help you put all this together. We help you plan your protein days, and we help you with a shopping list. All these things are very important because everybody's busy. Not many people want to now add another thing on top of their lifestyle, but if you're working with a coach, she'll help you through all of this until you understand the program properly. Start taking your supplements and fiber, and I think Eugene did a fantastic talk on why we need to fill the gap, the nutritional gap that's left in our diets today. Before you start, this is what I suggest you do with the program, is read it. I just think once you own that program, you've got a phenomenal tool in your hands that you can pick up in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and just redo the entire program. The science hasn't changed for 30, 40 years. And then I think that's just indicative of the fact that it's true science. The other thing I say is check your diary for big events. Man, I've got so many people who start the program and then tell me they've got a wedding coming up and they're going on a 2-week cruise. And I think, no, man, it's not going to work. Let's have a look at what you've got in your diary and let's help you plan around it, because we don't want you to fail at this. So how does it actually work? This is interesting, and this is where a lot of people get confused because they think we're on a very high ketogenic diet. We're actually not. We put you into mild ketosis because your body's got the ability to burn stored fat, which is what you want to lose, but it's also got the ability to use glucose from carbs. And that's what most of us do nowadays. We eat our food and our brain runs on the glucose from carbs. But we can manipulate the protein and we can force our body to use a stored fat. That's why with Healthpoite we've done a biopsy and we've proven that it is the only program where we shrink your fat cells twice as fast as any other program out there. And that's very, very important to know. So we can force your body to use the fat that you want to lose to feed your brain. And we do that with protein. And I think Eugene's chatted quite a bit about protein and the importance of it in your body. Healthpoite, I said it's a 45-day program. It's like you're racing down the highway and you're going 180 k's an hour. You want to know if you're going on the wrong road, because otherwise you're not going to get to your destination in time. That's why we work in groups. That's why we work with coaches, because as soon as something is going wrong in your diet, we want to correct it straight away. Because for 45 days, you can imagine if you're going to lose between 5 and 7 kgs in 45 days, and a guy always loses more, they always lose 10 plus. But that's the thing. If you know you're going to lose that amount of weight, you want to make sure that you're on the right track. And the first 3 prep days is great because we help you prepare your mind. We help you clear out your kitchen. We show you what to do. We help you in every aspect that you need. And I love the 3 prep days. I always say to people, do it over the weekend, because just get rid of all your cravings. Eat as much as you like within reason. And if you like alcohol, if you like cake, if you like pizza, have that last. Say goodbye to it and get rid of it in your kitchen. Because as soon as there's a temptation, red wine, as soon as there's a temptation in your way and you think you've hidden it at the back of the fridge, believe me, you'll find it. Okay. Then what we do is we put you into that mild ketosis that I told you about. And there's a section in the book where you only eat from proteins, and we'll help you with that process. And proteins that also have carb content and also have fat content in it. We're not going 100% protein and putting any stress on your kidneys. I've had 2 people that I've worked with that are type 1 diabetics, and they have managed to stabilize their blood sugars completely through going onto Healthpoite. So don't think that we're going to put you into any danger. If you work closely with a coach that understands the program, you will get a good result. And we do that for plus minus 3 days. Some people can't take the 3 days, so we say, hey, listen, your blood sugar's dropped too quickly. Let's go on to the weight loss phase, and let's revisit the protein days next week when your body's been able to fluctuate a little bit more normally. But all that is meant to do is we're changing over engines. We're changing from using petrol to using diesel to using the fat. And this is when the fat burning starts, which is obviously what we all want. And then we encourage people to eat every 30 minutes to 2 hours because we want to speed up your metabolism. I never thought I would fit into a dress I put on the other day. I was a bridesmaid at a wedding about, gosh, I've been married for 20 years and she's been married for 17. So it was about 17 years ago. And by the time you hit 40, you always notice that slowing down. And it's okay, I won't fit into the wedding dress anymore. I'll put it away for my daughter, except Janine. But, you know, what I found was that through this program, I was able to put that dress on. It's actually a little bit loose for me. And I was completely blown away because I never thought I would fit into it again. And then we go on to 25 days of weight loss, and this is where we structure the program according to you. And we give you some samples on what to do, we fine-tune it for you, and this is where you start realizing your centimeters start disappearing. Some people don't lose massive weight, but they shrink. I measured a girl yesterday. She's been stable on the same weight for 3 days, but she's lost 35 centimeters.
Wow.
Okay, that is phenomenal. She is so excited. Most important question I say to people is, how's you feeling? How are you feeling? Because I don't want to hear, look, I'm starving and this is dreadful. She said, I'm feeling fantastic. My energy levels are up. I'm cycling further than what I ever cycled before. And I love that I'm eating good food. So it's an education process. And then reminding people to snack. I just say to you, listen, you know what? Set a timer on your watch if you don't snack often, and let's get this thing going because that's what's going to give you your result. Then this is the 2 weeks nobody wants to do. And this is where, you know, your body goes through a whole lot of physiological adaptations once it's gone through weight loss. And you can't suddenly start eating again and expect to stay where you are. And a lot of people want to miss this out because they say, I don't want to put weight on again. But what we need to do is we need to stabilize your weight and get your brain to catch up with your gut. Also, if you want to repeat the cycle because you've got more weight to lose, we want to speed up your metabolism again. So we only want you to be on weight loss for 25 days actually. All right? Because then what happens is everything slows down again and it becomes dreadful. Then you're sitting 3 months later and you're only losing like 100 grams a week and you're only eating lettuce. It's because your body's completely slowed down. So we want to speed it up again, and I always call these 2 weeks my get out of jail free card because you're starting to eat a lot more again, but at the same time we're going through all these things that need to happen for your body to catch up with the weight it's lost, adapt to the new weight loss and stabilize it without putting that weight back on again. And then obviously sometimes I'll speak to people, they've been on a bad weight for 10 years and suddenly they've lost all this weight. It doesn't stabilize overnight. Like that lady that Eugene showed you, sometimes it can take 3 to 12 months to stabilize your weight properly. And the way you test that is you go out to a restaurant and you eat everything until you can barely move, and then you go and stand on the scale the next day. And if you put on more than 500 grams, you haven't stabilized your weight. So you go back to the eating on the maintenance program, and it's all in your book again. Okay, and that resetting point actually happens in your brain, not your body, which is very, very interesting. And what we offer in Healthpoite and what we teach you is certain habits that you need to do on a daily basis. You want to make sure that you've got all your supplementation. You want to make sure you've got a pedometer. You want to make sure that you've bought the pack. Because I think once you've got that pack, you're basically educating and you're on the right track anyway. And as I say, you can access it anytime you like. What we give you, if you choose to work with us coaches, is we put you together in a group. We mentor you. We provide you with daily emails on what you should be thinking and what you should be doing. We provide a whole backup with the psychological side and the habit side, because this is not just about losing weight. This is about changing habits, which are often more important. As Eugene said, we put the habits in place to make sure that the weight stays off and to make sure that we're healthy. That is the most critical part. And we meet weekly so that we can do your body composition, and I love it. I love getting a client onto that scale and they can see how their body fat's reduced. They can see their visceral fat reducing. Those inner factors that we can't measure on the outside. Yes, the the scale's great to see the weight dropping, but more importantly, we don't want to be that fit athlete that dies of a heart attack because he hasn't looked at his visceral fat or his body fat or whatever like that. Just a few examples of people that I've worked with. I just put them up there. This is a lady who lost, you can see she lost where she wanted to, her fat area. This is a guy from PE. He lost 10 kgs in 5 weeks. This is a young lady I worked with. All she wanted to do was lose this weight there, and that's exactly what happened. That's where she lost her weight. That's where she was carrying fat. A friend of ours, Rob Gillett, he suddenly saw a picture of himself at a wedding and he did something about it and he dropped about 12 kgs. And another friend of mine, I'm still working with him, but he's lost close to 20 kgs on this program. Now he wants to run the comrades, and I'm certainly not advocating that. Okay, and then another friend of mine, Mary Kalava, she lost over 30 kgs on this program as well. And that's it. I think the most important thing is, you know what, you guys, you can take this information and you can do with it what you like. But I think the most critical is that you've got the stats now to make a decision, a properly informed decision on what you want to change or how you want to change. And I think if you are watching this video, get hold of the person that invited you to watch it and ask them how you can get onto Healthpoite if you want to do something about it, and get them to give you a body composition, which you can then walk a road with them over 5 weeks. So thanks for listening and thanks for coming, you guys. Okay.